my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am just savoring this energy. I just really would like to check in and say hello with you guys, chit chat with kind of how you're feeling this new moon Scorpio out, the vibe that you're getting. This happened, in the wee hours. Was it like midnight? I can't even remember. Okay, so it was in the wee hours on the 20th, I believe. Yes. And that it was after midnight my time, so like after 1 in Washington DC. Could you guys sense that energy as it was coming in? How are you guys doing? Hi, Antoinette's granddaughter is ready. Joe is ready. Caroline is so excited to be here again. Such an amazing group. You know what? You guys are amazing. I really love this group. I love everything that you bring to our powwows and our sessions. I love how you guys support one another. And I love how you guys are always looking for the better, for the greater good. And I love all the wisdom and information that you guys share. It is just really kind of mind-blowing. So, there goes the dogs. Nobody's home, so everybody that drives by, they're going to think it's someone coming home. But anyway, hats off to you guys. You guys are amazing. Hello, Cartomancy. Just Joy. I'm going to shut my door. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Hi, Just Joy. Is it someone's birthday? If someone's birthday, I'm saying happy birthday to you. Charlie C. Moonchild. Fuzzy May. I realized the time was CST and picked up the kid before the live started. Yay! I just love when that stuff works out. Hi, Electra. Patty. Paisley. Hello, Renee. Hello, LWB. Yeah, so this new moon, when was it? Can you kind of feel the protective, loving nature of this new moon in Scorpio? I mean, Scorpio has been working so hard since the eclipses, during Virgo season and the lunar eclipse in Libra Aries. Mars and Mercury had been traveling together in Scorpio. Very intense. It was very draining and very... it was just tough. It kept our nose to the grindstone, and we couldn't avoid stuff because Scorpio's got that X-ray vision and is like, look at this, look at this, look at this. It was a little exhausting. And so Mars energized Scorpio, and during all this time, it's like Scorpio's like, okay, I'm ready. I got the notes. I'm energized. I'm ready to go. I covered a lot of ground because this new moon in Scorpio was at 28 degrees Scorpio with Mercury at the behest of Sun and Moon. I mean, there are so many beautiful things happening with this new moon energy. And I need to pause for one moment because I know that the Sun is going to move into Sagittarius, and it might move into Sag while we are powwowing together. So I just want to check really quickly. Oh, the Sun is at 29 degrees Scorpio, 53 minutes. We'll see if we feel the shift. It's going to be a welcome relief because, Scorpio being ruled by Mars and modern day ruler Pluto, that is intense, heavy energy. And then with Pluto being in square to that Sun in Scorpio, it's like so much intensity, so many shocks to the system. And just, it's like, which way are we going? Things are up, they're down. It's just been very confusing because we also had Mercury in Scorpio, then it went into Sag, now it's retrograde. But I like that this Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio because Scorpio being the consummate investigator, it's like it's going back saying, I just want to make sure we got everything. Did we get everything? Going to turn over every single rock and nook and cranny to make sure we have it, okay? Because, again, this new moon Scorpio is touching off so very many things. So that intensity of Scorpio season, the Sun is going to move into Sag, and it is just going to feel like a party. It is going to feel, it's going to be disposited by Jupiter. So, that fun, jovial, happy-go-lucky, life of the party Sag is going to give us a boost. And you know what I've noticed with this Mars-Mercury, well, Mercury was in Sag, I feel like as everyone's getting ready for the holidays, happy early Thanksgiving, you guys, I feel like everybody is ready. Yeah, Thanksgiving we're going to eat. It's late, but it's like everyone just wants to cut and go straight to the winter holiday season. I'm seeing so many people put up their lights that much earlier and just a real excitement to get on with the festivities. I'm afraid not. This new moon is at an anaretic degree of Scorpio. It is karmic. Oh, just wait until you see how freaking karmic this moon is in terms of what's been put out there is coming back, and it's karmic everywhere around the globe. Do not lose sight of this new moon Scorpio. I kind of had my eyes on dark moon Lilith and her behavior. Dark moon Lilith is that space of kind of where the moon is farthest from the earth. So it's like when you're farthest from the earth, home, safety, refuge, you're out there and you're in the elements. And there's like nothing you can do. So it's very much a vulnerability. It's abandonment. This is where, anything could just take advantage of you, use you, abuse you, and just leave you for dead, basically, okay? And so the dark moon Lilith right now, I believe, is at 26 degrees Scorpio. And isn't it interesting that this whole past week has been full of some surprises? And it's like the Epsy victims finally got their say. They very much represent that dark moon Lilith and that pain, that ongoing lasting pain, the chronicity of not being able to get any help with that pain and needing the universe, the law, the people to listen. And here they are so powerfully. Well, the thing is that at the very bottom of Donald's chart, dark moon Lilith moved into that space. And the fourth house, like where things are kind of underground, you kind of, keep to yourself. This is your home. This is where, the ground is beneath your feet. Well, this is kind of, like where you like to go in your house and kind of get away from the world and just do whatever you do in your privacy. Well, that dark moon Lilith is right beneath his feet, and it's like he's a repellent because of this position of dark moon Lilith. At the deepest core, at his deepest foundation, he is abandoned. Do you get that? Nobody wants to be around him. And we sure saw that with that vote, with all but one person abandoning him. I mean, that message was a huge message of saying, who holds the cards here? And it was eye-opening, and there's got to be retribution for that, yada, yada, yada. But these are some of the things that we're dealing with, and it has all come together and risen up with such timing. You guys are going to love this, okay? Hi, Cynthia. Fuzzy's, yeah, exhausted. Me too. Oh, boy, I just missed you guys. Where are we? Hi, Marby. Hi, Shelby. Did I get everybody? Oh, man, I am just tired, too. Jules, ever after. Hi. Okay, so, oh, my gosh. So where do I start? Well, I'm going to just tell you guys where we start. When this new moon happened, and I'm so glad that I waited just a little bit longer to do this new moon with you guys because it's so potent, so powerful. I don't want any more shocks to the system. We're going to ease into this, and the sun going into his Sag is going to carry this all with it, this lunation. But when I sat with this new moon energy as it was happening. And even the next day when I woke up, and even right now, I can feel it, you guys. It feels like in your body, it's almost like things are bubbling up and evaporating just all around you. If you see someone who's outside in the cold, who's very hot, like a football player, and they take their helmet off, it's like you can see all this steam rising up from the person. And that is exactly how I have felt. I just kind of in my aura, I just feel like there's this movement of things evaporating, and I'm realized, oh my gosh, talk about transformation. This is really powerful stuff. Things that we no longer need are evaporating. And the beauty is, because Scorpio is so intuitive, you don't have to put into words exactly what you want. It's almost like you can vibe this one out with your new moon, personal new moon wishes and intentions. But even still, right now, I can just feel things evaporating. I was meditating today and, sitting in this evaporation. And all of a sudden, it's like I felt like there was a stick, this long stick, kind of like a stake, and it was like right through my abdomen. I'm like, it didn't hurt at all, but I just realized that was something old. And I just, took the stick out, and it was just like more and more light was filling me up. But again, there was new space evaporating, and there was like new light that was coming into that space for creating. And I'm going to tell you guys, Scorpio, this is a sign, this is your inner light. If you think about the sun, the outer light shining down on you, well, on the interior, it's Scorpio is that inner light that rises up and shows things. I mean, for us to see within the body, we have to use all this technology to try to see into the body. But Scorpio is just naturally that light that rises up and that we can see exuding, from our faces, our bodies, we can just tell. And I got that over the summer. I'll tell you, realized I think the sun was in Leo, and I could just feel that Leo sun at my back. And then I think the moon went into Scorpio because I was mowing my lawn thinking about this. And I could feel all that Leo light just rising up within. And I could feel like where the sun is positioned in the body, that it was like there was another sun right behind it, illuminating everything else that you couldn't see, illuminating the things that were in the shadow. So everybody has this. Okay. How are you guys doing? Charlie, Andre said the planets are ganging up on Trump. Yeah. And like I said, sometimes karma lets you watch, and it's going to be so painful for him. I've talked about his 6th house of bad fortune. Well, I think the reason why he kind of got his mojo back for a while, because, Uranus retrograding into Taurus. It was a nice support for his Cancer. His Saturn and Venus. Same with Jupiter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he doesn't need this support. And then Pluto had retrograded back into his 5th house of leadership. So he's feeling super empowered. I think that was around the time he could just do what happened with the East Wing. But then I was like, but I thought, Pluto was in his 6th house all this time. And I looked, I was like, it had just retrograded out. So I think it's 1 degree Aquarius, 43 minutes is where his 6th house cusp is. And at this new moon, it was at 1 degree Aries, 40 minutes. Some charts have it at 47 minutes. But regardless, it's landing in his 6th house like a thud. And he is gonna hate it because he thought just when he was getting his act together, boom. It's not good at all. And whenever Mercury retrogrades on him, that being his ruling planet, he has a really, really hard time. The people of the earth are asking him to leave the planet. Aliens already. Yeah, the entire world, everybody is having this sense of evaporation. You think about Scorpio, a fixed water sign that can just hover over something and have it as its target. And, you know, with Neptune and Saturn and Pisces, that water going around the world, that emotional, spiritual aspect of it, everybody, that things that they don't like are evaporating, and that includes Don Julio. I read from someone that the message from Congress was as dramatic as the Goldwater Nixon. Absolutely. He's stuck, you guys. He knows he doesn't have the cards. He does not have the cards. Yeah, for sure the tide is turning. Okay, so Pluto conjunct Regulus, Virgo land. There goes the digestive system. Poop away, you guys. Get that fiber going, because there's a lot of stuff that even physically needs to be eliminated from your body. I mean, Pluto is the sign. It purges things. It purges toxins. Not only could I feel that evaporation, but just that urge, that urge to purge. So yeah. Get on your fiber and all that stuff, you guys. I have so many notes I've taken that I want to make sure I share with you guys. Okay, so this new moon Scorpio. So let's just talk about Jupiter a little bit. And we've got this kite formation, which is just so amazing. So we have these watery signs, and I know a lot of people have been talking about this grand trine. Oh boy, you guys are gonna love this. I'm like, as you can tell, I'm pacing myself because this is just like kind of so mind-blowing to me. So we've got this kite formation. We've got, let's just say here's Uranus retrograde in Taurus. And then we have the Sun, Moon, Mercury down here at 28 degrees Scorpio. Boy, 29 retrograde. And then it's like we have Jupiter at 25 Cancer, and Saturn and Neptune here in Pisces. Saturn's like 25, Neptune is, I think, 20. It's like we got mom and dad here kind of holding down the fort while we've got all this work going on. So at the very foundation of this, if you want to think of Sun, Moon, Mercury, at the bottom, what's in the skies everywhere is release. This is such a tight opposition. Oop, my hands want to grab some cards. Which cards are we grabbing? Look at that. Mercury is right there. That's Don Julio's ruler. So without doing anything, if you didn't even know about astrology, blah, 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 you're going to be naturally inclined to give something up. This is saying, let it go. Let it go for good. You can't help but release things and let things go, because at the bottom of this, we've got Scorpio purging everything. So this is in the sky above, around the world. It's like, we've got a shift here, Uranus, that genius insight like Einstein. This is in the higher octave of Mercury, is really asking to let go of how thought patterns that no longer work for us. It's asking to let go and purge all the shite. And when we have this stabilizing here, this stuff retrograding back into Pisces, it's like, wait a minute, am I being gaslighted? It's the aha, and MTG, say what you want about her. I applaud her because, as the feminine, but because she is rising up and delivering another perspective and message for her people, that group that we just cannot reach at all. And so she's able to touch that reality, that shakeup. And the other reason why she's able to do that, and all of us, is because over here at 25 degrees Cancer, this is USA Mercury. So as a nation, this is retrograde 25. Cancer, it's probably 24 degrees. But this is USA Mercury. The way we think and communicate our ideas, the way we vote. Mercury, it publishes things. So if you want to think about P2025, that project, the published representation of that is Mercury ruled. So not only are we having all of these thoughts and ideas, and it's really shaking up how we think about things and who's really gaslighting and who's not, it is rethinking everything and how we got here. The United States Mercury is retrograde, so we operate very well with a retrograde stance because it's like we are, considering everything. When you have this watery sign Cancer, it's really going back to our heritage and our ancestors. And with Scorpio there, it is saying dive deep into your ancestry. We are going deeper, deeper, deeper with those connections, those watery female connections. This is a very deep and it's just like endless connection that we have to be clear of mind, get rid of the stuff that has pinned us down for so long. And it's really a collective sense here, even though Scorpio likes to be, a hermit, don't bother me. But it really is getting back to family and our lineage and our heritage. And everyone talking about USA 250-year birthday this year. This is tapping very, very, very deeply here. So I just want to see Uranus at the top of this, what it is, the shakeup, we already know, but the North Node, life's purpose, where we're headed, where we're going, and Taurus, our long-standing selves, a long-standing thing that we've been thinking about, we need to give that up. And here, Sun, Moon, Mercury is saying at the foundation, oh, look at that, third house messages, how we talk and think with one another. And this new moon Scorpio also happened in this third house over Washington, D.C. So, this got its start off of this incredible week where the government was reopened. Hello, Mercury, making plans to do that. And then having this vote, planning to do that, recording the vote, getting the message out there, especially with the victims out on the steps, having that other presser, communicating, thinking, trying to get people to understand the big picture and what's going on here. Okay? So, and this is where we meet the divine feminine, as I say in my title. For those of you who've been with me since 2019, actually my very first live I ever do, Jules, I think you were there. The very first live I ever did was November 19th, 2019. It was like 6:30 in the morning. No, I think I started at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Anyway, I decided to stay up the entire night because I knew I would miss this moment. So my first live, or going live, was like 5 or 6 a.m. My microphone sucks. I don't know what I'm doing, but it was a really nice time to powwow because we knew the divine feminine was happening. Jupiter was returning to its home. It was aligning with the galactic center of the universe, and Venus was conjunct that. So it's like Jupiter in Sag, and it's where it belongs, is tapping the ruler of the sun, and the galactic center of the universe being supposedly the sun's home. We captured that moment together. We all decided to go outside, see how can you feel that energy happening. And I know I surely did. I'm feeling it in my hands right now. They feel like they're sparkly, twinkly. I know that I felt like I had suddenly grown like angel wings in the middle of my back, and it was such a powerful experience. Venus was still on the other side of the galactic center, but she came with. And here we have the return of the divine feminine, because I don't know when Jupiter is going to be conjunct the galactic center again. Venus was conjunct USA galactic center. And so, oh gosh, that was so powerful. So that was November. Are you guys ready for this? November 19th, 2019. So let me make sure I get this correct. What happened on setting up November 19th, the birthday of the divine feminine? Well, that vote took place. That vote took place 426 to 1. And we're like, nope. That was a shocking thing. Don Julio lost. Do you guys realize this happened on the birthday of the divine feminine? He lost, and lost badly. And everyone was like, scatter away from him. They don't want to have anything to do with him, just by virtue of where Dark Moon Lilith is positioned in his chart. Lindsay H. Yeah, we found out that the grand jury never saw the indictment that she submitted. Talk about Lady Liberty and justice. And Senator Wyden went on to say that there was a $1.3 billion underreported transactions through JP Morgan and Epsy. And it's like all this stuff just fell open. And like Lawrence was talking about it that night, it's like, who knew this would happen? I'm like, I knew this could happen. Who knew this could happen? It came out of nowhere that, this happened with this vote, and he was left alone, and all these other things happening. Last week we're just trying to open the government and like maybe hoping you can peel off a couple people to help Don Julio, and he couldn't. They summoned Boebert to the Situation Room. And it's like she knew the higher wisdom. She could feel it. I don't know if she's... Anyway, there's something going on where they all, without a doubt, were like, nope, we can't deal with this. We had an election at the beginning of the year, and we know how things are going. And Don Julio, your time is finite. So we're going to cut, we're laying a line down in the sand. And he's done. He knows it. He can never, ever get past this point again. Do you hear me? It just is downhill from here, you guys. Quite like Forrest. Will all this stuff Trump is doing during Mercury retrograde with foreign countries like Saudi be reversed? I don't think it's going to go through, because even that $20 billion that was going to Argentina got pulled back. I know our government is getting pulled into things. There is this group that is watching it and watching every move. Everyone knows he's committing crimes just right out in the open. But that can be taken back. There's a lot of things that can be taken back. But Don Julio, all them, they know his time is finite. He's not well at all. And it's like everyone's trying to get in and get their thing done. And that whole nuclear thing, they tried the first time when he was in office. And then the very last publication, was it Cummings? Is his name Representative? Is it Emmanuel Cummings? Well, that report was like the last report he put out there on, the quid pro quo and the nuclear deals that were being made with the first administration, okay? Hi, Louise Hayes. Hello, Regina from your Canadian friends. Hello. We love you, Canada. Please ignore the slob in the White House. I know, it's so annoying. So anyway, So this is like the divine feminine put her foot down and said, no, I'm back. And there was this most beautiful image that was shared with me. I finally saw it today. I think that's why I waited so long to look at it, because it was a message about this is happening. So our friend Lola Universe, I don't know if you're here, she had a vision of Lady Liberty. Listen to this, you guys. She says, I like to meditate, and I was deep down in there. I was just kind of somewhere else. And then I saw Lady Liberty rising up out of the waters. The bottom half of her, from her low hip down, was covered with dense clouds or fog. But the upper part of her body, oh my gosh, it was shining so bright, and it was like this elevation, this bright elevation. And I replied back to her, this is the new moon Scorpio meets divine feminine. That is such a perfect, beautiful vision for what is happening and where we're going. Elijah Cummings, thank you, Elijah. And you know what? His work comes back. And Elijah, what do you, he feels very proud to me. Hi, Elijah. He's feeling proud about the work he did. He is smiling. Okay, it's a little too much information. He's like, yes, my work trapped on Holio, because then there were ongoing investigations that came off of that continued. And that's how they have him caught now. So that question that was asked. So, Spirit, Elijah, how were you helping us out? What were you doing during that meeting in the gold leaf White House? Gross. He's like, well, I was doing this. Here's M. Here's Don Holio. And you were trying to do this to him, to Donald, and this, but this is what you were aiming for. The Five of Wands. This big, long slog of a fight he's been part of, physical, non-physical, doesn't matter. And all those people who are in the middle of this that can't get out of it. It's all the middlemen then, the middlemen now. Fired up. So this is him. Oh, look, we have another five. The Five of Pentacles. So there's this meeting inside the White House. Look at all the gold-leafed pentacles here. Related to money, American tax dollar money, leaving America out. This is M. He's come to collect payment. He has come to collect. This is justice for the quid pro quo. Money to Don Holio. I'm going to get something back. And, being integrated into the United States trade. Like, it's almost like trying to, I keep saying merge, that Don Holio and M are trying to merge something. What are you trying to merge? They are trying to merge, so this is forever lasting. They're trying to merge, what is this? Data. They're trying to merge the way they rule law, ruling by terror and having the upper hand. This is Donald. So Elijah's looking at Donald, leading the nation, the United States, with money. So this is a pentacly, this is like a trade job, quid pro quo. But Elijah is doing to him, this is the yes card. He knows he is the point person for what? Oh, the people that has come and talked to the U.S. government, and he knows these deals that are made, that have been made, and what he's doing to, oh boy, the Ten of Pentacles reversed from the White House, from Mar-a-Lago, all that stuff. He's working on overturning all that money and all those things and creating haywire with the transactions Donald's trying to make. We got this here, the Ten of Swords. Donald is pinned down. He is done. I just got dead. But this is like the final acquisition, so to speak. But he's trying to help show how this has been complete. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Final outcome. Representative Cummings is oh boy. So there he is. He's talking. He's kind of mediating these things. We have the Fool, Don Julio, stealing from the United States, hoping to be on his way to his new glorious life. But he's pushing, Cummings is just pushing this out more and more and more out there. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was crazy. Vindman said he did a quid pro quo with M. Khashoggi. Wait, what? Vindman said he did a quid pro quo with MBS regarding Khashoggi and is asking Dumpy to release the transcript of the call. Oh, really? See, these things are coming back to bite him. If at first you don't succeed the first time around, try again. You're screwed. Put this back here. So what Donald is doing is landing like a thud. We have, not only do we have this divine feminine energy that is calling to our ancestors, that is calling to our lineage, this deep dive of who we are, what we do, what we think, at this sensitive 24-degree mark where Donald has had the United States Mercury squashed between his Saturn and his Venus, but it's blowing that apart. The chains that he's got upon us, how he's been able to keep everything locked down, it's all blowing up. It cannot work. This Uranus and the Sun are really hard on Donald's heart. This is squaring his ascendant, the things that are giving him life. Well, something has to change. Something is evaporating with him. It says third at the top and the bottom of the chart, where he's been, what he's been doing, and where he hopes to go. Pew! He's not going to get there. And the people rising up from 2019 Divine Feminine, and here's the second big thing happening. In addition to this Divine Feminine coming back, the United States had her Pluto return in 2022. We have more Scorpio because, the Divine Feminine, the Sun, I think is 24 degrees Scorpio. USA Pluto return. Do you guys remember when we mapped it out and came up with the fact that Scorpio was the bridge to our Pluto return? So USA Pluto returned to its position when we signed the Declaration of Independence. I think this is 2/20/22. And it took a while for this to complete itself because Pluto would advance to this point, it'd go forward, it would retrograde back, then it would go forward again. It hit this spot 3 times within this year. The moon was in Scorpio, and it was like every lunation, we built this bridge to USA Pluto return, USA transforming herself, being reborn, renewed through the energy of Scorpio. And we also, now Biden is president then. He's got a Scorpio sun. So we have all this USA Pluto return. In the midst of this in 2020, we've got all that chaos. The eclipses, Saturn, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Jupiter, Pluto. Oh, and The position of Jupiter right now, I think it's 24 degrees Cancer now. It is opposing 24 Capricorn. And this was the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. And this is a thing that takes out the gnat's ease. So right now we have Jupiter opposing this thing, blowing everything up. And the House and the Senate cut ties with him. That is horrible for him because he really cannot proceed with his Nazification of everything. He really feels like he is all alone. Okay, so I want to know how this Jupiter Cancer is blowing up, the thing that took out Adolf and it took out Mussolini. So how are you doing this? So Jupiter is busy here, and it's doing this to Jupiter-Pluto. Wow, this just feels like rocks crumbled. This is our substance, who we are, the integrity of what we're doing, what our values are, where our esteem is as a nation, the things that are worthy to us. Jupiter in Cancer conjunct USA Mercury is showing Pluto, hey, guess what? I'm going to destroy all that crap. Oh my gosh. And the Jupiter-Pluto thing, getting the thing that takes out the gnat's ease, is doing this. The wound being healed. That wound that's existed for so long, turning it on its head. So being the end of that. The challenges of fifth house creativity, the office of the United States of the office of the presidency of the United States of America. So this Jupiter is blowing that up. So, Jupiter is going to be in Cancer all this time. I don't think it gets all the way back to USA Sun at 13 Cancer, but Jupiter retrogrades like 17 Cancer, and then it'll go forward to iron out all the wrinkles and take care of this before it moves into Leo. And then Jupiter goes into Leo. We've got the 12-year cycle. Don Julio campaigned. I think the election, no, that was Jupiter. I think the Jupiter was in Leo then, and it's like he's complete. It's a 12-year cycle. He is done. He's done. Got it? So all this Scorpio energy at this new moon is diving deep. It's diving deep for everyone around the world. We all share this common thing about Don Julio, and we want him to heal, be done with him, and get him out. This is like on a world level, this is what we see, what we recognize, and we want to be done with him. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so show me Donald. He's down here. And Pluto Cancer, what it represents, is doing to... Do these go together? This is how it is breaking things up. The Page of Cups. Young people are like, F this. And this is, the renewal of who we really are and our values. This has a very youthful feel to it that these oligarchs have been pressing down on us, and it's like freedom, this new sense of freedom, potential, can do, and our fate and our fortune. So, I love it. Yay. So Pluto up here. This represents Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, bearing down, opposing the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction 2020, this cycle is the thing that takes out the Nazis. So the Jupiter in Cancer is being very destructive. Agreements. The Two of Cups. So it's destroying. Oh, people are coming together. We're coming together. We are united. It's blowing apart the grip that they have on us, and how we are so endeared with one another, because we just love each other. We love friends. We love people. We love family. We love where we've come back. This is like magnets bringing us together. And for Don Julio, he's crumbling. He's trying to pay people off, trying to bribe this or that, this or that. This is his way of doing business and how he does his work. But this is crumbling. The Ace of Swords cutting through a knife. Cutting through. This is so laser focused, cutting through his bullshittery. Cutting through everything. Fresh eyes, clarity, being able to see. We see one another. We value the same things. These are our ideas that are cutting what he's doing apart. The King of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Pentacles. It's destroying those people he does money with, engages with, sponsorships, but it's also him who has taken other people's money. You know, he says OPM, other people's money. He loves other people's money. But the machine behind it and how he does that, it is going to cut through all of this. And there's the devil. That is him and Epsy. This is going to destroy him. And I don't know if you guys recall, I said back in March, the Epsy stuff was here to stay, and it was going to blow up at the eclipses, especially when we got to Scorpio, money sign Scorpio. But it was here to stay because the eclipses in March tag teamed the setup for the fall of the banks. Was it Lehman Brothers, 0809, that led to the Great Recession? It tagged all of that. And that's when Epsy was really getting gaining traction with all the deals he was doing around the world. And this is also 2008, 2009, in which the GOP was officially radicalized to go to the dark side. Okay? And that's why it wouldn't go away. And also all of this kind of stuff would not go away. Okay? So, do you guys have any more questions? I think, did I touch on everything I wanted to with this new moon in Scorpio? Oh, the other thing today, the other reason why I wanted to wait until today is because Mars at 12 degrees Sagittarius now has gone through the 12th house of the United States, and Mars is positioned in the first house to get things done. I am glad that this Mercury is still staying in Scorpio for a while because it will pull us back from being overconfident, being indulgent, being overestimating. You know, it's really reining us in to look at the big picture. So it's Mercury retrograde. It's fine. It's going to be done soon, very soon. And then I think Saturn goes direct. So it's like we clear out all this space. And then Saturn is like, okay, we're going to go forward. We're going to solidify and crystallize this stuff as we go forward into our 250th year as a nation. Okay. Hello, Carolyn McMillan. Welcome from Texas. Hello, Carolyn. Hello from Canada. Okay, what else do we have? Catching up from Scotland. The U.S. military just issued a NOTAM over the whole of the Caribbean parts of South America, Venezuela. He's going to release nuclear. Oh gosh. This is how desperate he is. He needs an out, just like Bibi needs a war to stay in power. So I am feeling no traction on this. Get your paper pencil out. And we're going to write. So I assign homework like once a month at the new moon. And we write them all out together, the wishes, because you're using the energy from above, letting it, marinate in the brain, get some space and time, and rooted into your space and your intentions. I mean, the Farmer's Almanac, they always use the new moon to plant their seeds. So I want safety for all, no nukes. I want USA to back away from the South America, Caribbean stuff. Why is that a buffer? Like the whole region, if you think of the United States, we're going into South America and the Caribbean. Why is this space such a vulnerability? Why do we have to occupy the space? I don't know the answer, but that is, Mar-a-Lago is off. What? I don't know the answer, but there's something about this. Why is this space so valuable? Why do they see it as so valuable? Earth element stability. It brings stability for Donald. This is often a card related to the China Na, but it's like I see this three-pronged triangle, and I see Don Julio, I see the China Na, because everything he does benefits the China Na, the red flag country, and the Russia. And I know Russia has always wanted what's going on with Citgo, I forget the name of Citgo in Venezuela. Anyway, Putz has a lot of things he established there back during the first term. That is all. They're feeling a lot of instability. I want our Congress, House, Senate, Judicial, they're home, to reign DT in. So we want safety for all, no nukes. We want USA to back away from this area. We want our legislators and other branches of government to radically rein in Don Julio. There's just nothing happening because, they make a plan during Mercury retrograde and it's like nothing happens. So Donald got blindsided by this whole vote that took place this past week and needs to get out of it, knows he does not have the cards. Where was I just going with this? Oh, so that happened during Mercury retrograde. So this plan of going against South America, Caribbean, it's very much reactive. Reactive during Mercury retrograde, things don't happen. They don't go the way they think they go. And it's Mercury's in the space with dark moon Lilith of his defenses. Think about that. The fourth house, those are your defenses, how you're being, that's why he's doing it. It's his defenses and protection. Nobody wants to hang out with him anymore. This dark moon Lilith position is really, really, really powerful. Okay. How are you guys doing? I am so far back. Val, they have So what in Trinidad? There is a big thing going on with Trinidad and Tobago, and that existed from the last administration and the deals that were made on, is it oil, or was Biden going to import stuff through them, and that was a way to bypass something else? I cannot remember. I want a peaceful family immigrant, heart-centered USA to rise up clear. I just keep saying that Lady Liberty rising up, and I totally feel like she is, like, we don't even have to write this out, you guys. It is just so intuitively being expressed. This is what everybody wants. And be of peace and sound leadership. I want a peaceful family, immigrant, heart-centered USA to rise up clearly and be peaceful and sound in leadership. I want to see the very best of her rise up through this Pluto return and our 250th year anniversary. I also think that point in time is going to be triggering a lot of people out of the insanity. Okay, so you guys, I think I'm going to end this here. We've gone an hour, but I just wanted to make sure I got this message to you on how protected we are, how things are in motion. We are in a really good space. And I just see Don Julio out there alone. He is really alone and isolated. He's not going to be able to get his stuff done. It's going to be a process, but this is where we're headed. This is where we're headed next month. Everything happening in Sagittarius. It's going to trigger all those eclipses from Virgo season. Let me see. I just want to check and see where the sun is right now. The sun is 29 Scorpio, 55 minutes. So it'll come. You'll feel it this evening, okay, you guys? So have a good evening, you guys. Oh, wait, Val Bowen. Biden and Trinidad with Venezuela add a peaceful existence. Trump and Rubio want to kill our Rubio. What the heck? Thank you, Shelby. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Caroline. Okay, good night, Just Joy. Thank you, Carolyn. We'll talk to you guys.